Good morning, students. Today I'm here with the second video. In the first video I had done a poem with y'all. Now we start our short stories from the book Echoes. In class 11 y'all had done 5 short stories. Today I'm here to start another story, the 6th story, the story of an hour. The author is Kate Coppin. Kate Coppin. Now basically in the story of an hour, the entire story is set in 1 hour. The story goes like this. We have this lady by the name of Mrs. Mallard. Now Mrs. Mallard is a heart patient, and she, being a heart patient, has to be dealt with very carefully. Now Mrs. Mallard's husband dies in a rail accident, and the news of his death is received by her husband's friend Richard, who informs Mrs. Mallard's sister about the tragedy. Now, being a heart patient, these two people don't know how to break the news to Mrs. Mallard. For if she receives this news in a shock, it could have detrimental consequences. Now, since Mrs. Mallard is afflicted with a heart trouble, everyone treats her very carefully. When her sister Josephine and her husband's friend Richard discover that Mr. Mallard is killed in an accident, they take every care to break the news to her very carefully. Now, Mrs. Mallard finally understands what has happened. In the meantime, Richard hangs out with them for moral support. Mrs. Mallard acts differently from most women in the same position. Now, when she is told the news of her husband's death, the reaction that these people expected her to show, unfortunately she did not react in that way. Because when people die and news of death is given to someone, the scene is different. Here Mrs. Mallard is quiet, subdued, does not break down. She weeps passionately in her sister's arms. When the storm of grief has spent itself, she decides to go to her room. Now she wants to be left alone. She excuses herself, tells her sister that she would like to be left alone, and goes up to her bedroom to spend time alone. In her room, Mrs. Mallard sits down in a comfortable chair and feels completely depleted. She looks out to the window. She's sitting by the window, looks out. She can see before her house tops of trees that are all fresh with and alive with new springs of life. The delicious breath of the rain is in the air. She hears the notes of a distant song and the twittering of the sparrows. Sparrows are the small house birds. She sits still. Occasionally she sobs briefly. Now she is in a pensive mood. She is sitting down, reflecting, thinking about the death of her husband. But that emotion of suffering your husband's death, that is not hit her. She is young and fair, but due to this news she looks preoccupied. Suddenly Mrs. Mallard realizes that something is approaching her. Now while sitting there only, she gets into this fit and she realizes that something new is taking place in her life. She waits fearfully in this unknown news or knowledge. It seems to be too subtle and elusive. She breathes heavily and tries to resist before succumbing to this news, that is feeling of freedom. She thinks she thinks to herself how she will cry when she sees the dead body of her. Now she is reflecting and she is thinking to herself that when the body of her husband comes home, how she will react on seeing his body. She is kind of excited about the chance to make her own decision and not feel accountable to anyone. Right? She is feeling that urge to be free, to be left alone. She feels even more swept by the idea of freedom. Now, this idea of being free, that is, not having to be subdued by her husband, not having to listen to the commands of her husband, that idea of having the freedom to do whatever she wants is coming to her, exciting her, and she is feeling quite happy at the thought that from now on she has the power to rule her own life, to do whatever she wants. Okay? She feels even more swept by the idea of freedom than the fact that she had felt love for her. That is, her love for freedom is even more than the love she had for her husband. She focuses on how liberated she feels. Now her focus is on her freedom, how she is going to be free, how she is going to lead a life of freedom. Outside the lockdown, now while she is contemplating all these thoughts, her sister is very pensive. Her sister is very worried. So she comes to the bedroom door, sits outside, tries to peep through the door knob and hear what is happening inside. She is trying to find out the reaction of her sister. She does not want her sister to take any tragic step. Okay, so outside the locked door of Mrs. Mallard, Josephine, her sister, is kneeling and looking through the keyhole and implores for Nancy is requesting her sister Matilda to let her in. Matilda is lost in a world of her own and she can't hear Josephine shouting, screaming, wanting to be let in. Then Lucille opens the door. Afterwards she opens the door. I beg, open the door. Mrs. Mallard tells her to go away and fantasizes about the exciting. Now she tells her sister, you just go, leave me alone. She's excited to lead a life of freedom now. And she tells her that she has no problem and just leave her alone. Finally, overcome by her sister's pleading, she opens the door and is ready to go with her. They descend. Now, at last, Josephine is able to convince her sister to open the door. The door is open. Josephine looks at her sister but does not see what she is expecting. They both go down to the hall. Suddenly the door opens and Mr. Mallard, carrying his grip sack and umbrella, comes in. Now while they are sitting down in deep thought, very sad, very dejected, suddenly from nowhere Mr. Mallard, who happened to be dead, who died in a train accident, opens the door and comes in, enters the house in front of these two sisters. Then, he is not dead. The reality is that he is not dead. He did not die. He had no accident. Okay? He is not dead and doesn't even know anything about this news of him being dead. He himself is astonished. Richard, who is his friend, and Josephine, who is Matilda's friend, try to protect Mrs. Mallard from the sight, but they can't. Now both these friends are trying to stop Mrs. Mallard from seeing the sight of her husband, for it could have an adverse impact on her, because being a heart patient, she might die, she might collapse. So they try to prevent her from seeing Mr. Mallard. But she sees him, she sees Mr. Mallard and receives the shock of her life. She is extremely shocked. They tried to prevent at the beginning of the story and dies. And she is so shocked, and being a heart patient, she collapses and she dies. She dies, that is, Mrs. Mallard dies. Later, the medical people who examine her say that she was full of such happiness that it killed her. Later on, when the doctors approached her, when the doctors came, it was reported that she died of a heart attack, and this heart attack was caused because of overexcitement of being free from the clutches of her husband. Now, this story has a plot. We have the beginning, the middle, and the ending. In the beginning, we are introduced to Mrs. Mallard. Then the middle part is where she is told about the news of her husband dying, and the end is about the news of her husband dying, and in fact she herself getting a heart attack, collapsing and dying. Now, as we did in class 11, as we studied in class 11, all our stories have a theme. So in this particular story, the theme in this story is, within the span of an hour, Mrs. Mallard received the news of her husband's death. Cries her heart out, reconciles herself mentally with the new life, and then receives the shock which kills her. The shock of Mrs. Mallard being alive. Another theme in the story is that death is very powerful. Another theme that the author wants to convey to us is that death is very powerful. Death has no limits. Okay? In another theme, the author is trying to portray is that freedom and confinement. Freedom of a person. Now, every human being wants to be free, wants to live a life of freedom. So in this story, we could just surmise that Mrs. Mallard was deprived of her freedom. Mr. Mallard must have been a dominating husband, must have not been a husband to give much liberty to his wife, and being suppressed, she wanted her freedom, and it was so dear to her that even the death of her husband was more important to her than her freedom. Her freedom was uppermost in her mind. So when she received the news of her husband's death, she was so excited, she was so happy that she began to dream of her freedom, living a life without her husband, living a life without being suppressed. So my dear students, now I leave with this chapter. I have just explained it in a summary wise way. When we meet in school, I will explain the chapter in detail with more preciseness. Now it is up to you all to refer to your workbooks. You have your books. It's a short chapter, 3-4 pages only. Read this chapter in detail. Any queries, any doubts, you can contact me on my phone number. I'm available. We can discuss, we can sort out all your problems. So I end this video today wishing all of you safety. Stay safe, stay home. Bye my dear students.